the USA is at big risk of losing all of their alliances as well as all of their partnerships around the world. And you're probably asking why that is. Well, President Trump spoke to the press recently and said he was not expecting Iran to attack all of the US bases, and he was not expecting Iran to close the Straits of Hormuz. What were you expecting, Donald Trump? Of course, Iran was going to protect their interests, and the only way that they could see by fighting back against the USA was to bomb all the US bases. Now, as we know, all the US bases were strategically placed in and around Iran. So basically all the countries that were situated around the perimeter of Iran, where there were US bases, that's where President Donald Trump set up bases so that he could have easy access to Iran. What has resulted with this is that after the US and Israel struck Iran initially, Iran has now struck back, not at the US, not directly to the US, not directly to Israel specifically, although there have been some strikes in Israel. They've targeted all the US bases in the vicinity of Iran, namely places like Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, to be fair to the US and to be fair to Donald Trump, those countries that had US bases situated in them, okay, did give permission to the US to use their bases. So they probably do not have a lot of backup to stand up on at this point in time, because they did give permission to the US to use their military bases. But I can assure you what's happened now is, because they were being brought in to the war indirectly, they are not directly involved in this war, although now they are fuming because they've lost a lot of, whether it's casualties, whether it's buildings or structures that have been blown up by Iran. It's cost them money. And even deeper than the fact that they've lost money due to the strikes, they are losing money due to the fact that Iran controls the Straits of Hormuz. And now the world economy is just crashing at this point in time, and it's all because of the US's strike on Iran. Now, again, what was America thinking? What did Trump think when he thought, and he came out and said he didn't realize or didn't think that Iran would use these tactics? So of course they would. Like I said, they're going to protect their interests, and the only way that they can possibly protect their interests is to attack America where it hurts most, and that is to bomb all of the US bases around the countries, around the perimeters of Iran. In that way, replenishing and depleting their military arms, taking care of what they would look at as the major threats to Iran within close proximity, as opposed to it coming all the way out from the US. And now it's causing problems. The countries that have been hit are facing economic downfalls, not just through military strikes, but through economic downfalls. And I can promise you now, in future, if something like this had to ever happen again, I can assure you these countries will not be that quick to want to agree and help out the US like they have in this scenario, because it's cost them dearly. So as it stands right now, I would probably say Iran is in the pound seat, not the US. The US are scrambling to figure out how they're going to fix this problem, how they're going to get around the strategic move by Iran that they apparently were not expecting, and it's causing world chaos at this point in time. Everybody's suffering because of this. What are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know. And as always, hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. And thanks for watching Vanson Daily World News.